Angels Care Home Health, serving Hayes and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare-certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
They're polite. I mean, they just take the time for you.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible.
I like the Angels for what they've done for me.
Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.
Eagle Community Television presents Community Connection with your host, Mike Cooper.
Hello and welcome again to Community Connection from Eagle Community Television. Thanks for watching. Thanks as always to the producer of our series, editor, and behind the camera, Jeff Durall. We're at the Hayes Arts Council at 112 East 11th in Hayes with Executive Director Brenda Meder as we look to the Gallery Walk and a new exhibition that's an annual event at the Arts Council, plus a few gift ideas for the holidays. We need to start, though, with our backdrop here, because, Jeff, I needed to let you know before we start that Brenda worked long into the night to set up a background for you, specifically to make you look good in the video portion.
Absolutely. So, I wanted him to have to deal with all the glare from the lights and the camera on there. So he's going, man, I got to fight this. I got to fight this.
And before we start with the Arts Council, may I say, you contributed to Peter and the Wolf to make that an extraordinarily wonderful production.
Thank you.
Your enunciation, your emphasis, your projection, we understood every word of the narrative. It was just wonderful. You did an excellent job.
It was a wild and crazy weekend. You know, we'd had our annual meeting and the big, Elvis / Frank Worth concert. We dedicated the big mural on the side of the Fox to the city. And then Peter and the Wolf was the next day. And then the next day we were part of the downtown trick or treat with all, the weather was gorgeous, hundreds and hundreds of kids down here. So we gave out little craft projects instead of candy. So
and the next day you crashed.
No, because this stuff was all coming in.
Oh.
The final entries for the 5-state, the final days of people being able to submit the work, and then having to have that process because the judge was going to come within less than a week after that. So, it's been going pretty much full throttle since the middle of October without really a respite. And it'll go until, got about a week yet, and then.
So you're holding up okay.
That's right.
All right.
Peter and the Wolf was delightful. It was a great opportunity to be on stage, albeit in a limited capacity and staying put, but I enjoyed it very much, and everybody that was there had a wonderful time. Our symphony's amazing. The community theater's role with those wonderful young actors and bringing it visually to life. It was a perfect example of what community collaboration, pooling resources, and everybody being on the same team can really bring to a community.
And what an important part arts play in that community as well.
Oh, absolutely. If you, just even think of it, if you took the arts out of organized religion. The majority of people are involved in, some organized. If you took the arts out, there would be no statues, there would be no music, there would be no paintings, there would be no stained glass, there would be no significant architecture, there would be no theatrics, there would be no costumes, there would be no drama. So, there would be no instruments. When you stop and think of it that way, people who say, I'm not really involved in the arts, well, then you don't go to church or turn on a radio or watch a movie or go to a parade, because without the arts, none of those things are going to happen.
I was thinking about that Frost Fest parade, those floats that are lighted and decorated.
They're moving sculptures.
Yeah.
You take out even a parade, you take out the arts elements, and you're left with horses and the guy who cleans up after them. Because floats are moving sculptures, you've got the bands, you've got the dancers, you've got pretty costumes coming from other cultural entities. So no, they're so much more integral to our lives than we believe, because most people will simply think of things like, the arts are when you go to a gallery and you see paintings on a wall. But there's so much more interrelated and tightly woven into our lives than most people think about until someone does stop and say, hey, but, and then they go, oh, I never thought about it that way. And you go, okay, got me another convert.
Absolutely. And a packed house, too, as a matter of
Oh, it
fact.
was wonderful. And the kids they were so adorable, those costumes.
My gosh, yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
it was so much fun. I was very proud to be a part
The
of it.
largest winter gallery walk in its history.
Yeah, I've never had that many places to put on the invitation, and 22 locations, and half of them are within that 7 to 9 time frame, which is always what we've used for the winter art walk because it is winter. People aren't going to stay out as late. We can't start any earlier because we have a pre-reception for the photographers that have been accepted into the show. So we do start earlier in the night. We start with an earlier reception, but it's for those accepted photographers. Some of them will be driving in from 2, 3 hours, 4 hours away. So we want to treat them a little special. We want to get them their name tags. We want to let them have a few moments to connect with each other. For a lot of them, it's like a little annual reunion every year because some of the same ones get in. And so that's why we don't open our doors to the public till 7. So that's the core time and always has been for the winter walk. But as it got larger and more people came on board, we kept 7 to 9, but anything outside the immediate area, we said, if you want to, start early or have extended hours, to make sure people have the opportunity to get to you. And so we started doing that. But this year, half of the places have early or extended hours. Half of them are in the 7 to 9. So do make sure, I'll even state that before we even get started, make sure that you go to the Hayes Arts Council's website, which is www.hayesartscouncil.org, or just Google Hayes Arts Council. It'll be the first thing that comes up. But as opposed to our printed invitation, I actually have an 8.5 by 11 sheet, printed form on there that you can print out that lists all the places, the ones in 7 to 9 and the ones that have earlier extended hours and what those hours are. So it's just a standard 8.5 by 11 printout. So it'll be easy for you to read and take around for the evening. And that is in its most up-to-date current form on our website. But instead of standing outside our door and waiting for them to open at 7, because they won't open till 7, go to some of these other glorious places that are around downtown. New places like the Men of Bethesda place are on the walk this year. They haven't had the opportunity for the last few years to do one of those public, with their wreaths and their wonderful gifts, like at the mall and things like that. So they've hooked up with the ladies at the Artists at Work studio. So they will be set up in there. They were going to be outside just in a vendor capacity, but they're inside and they'll be there actually all weekend. But they'll be part of the art walk. And then the Ways of Harmony, a new massage therapy business that operates out of that beautiful 2-story brick house just west of Master Cleaners. The men and women who operate within it are also wonderful artists. So they're on for the first time. So there's some really cool, unique places, as well as the good old regular standbys that are on for the art walk. But check those hours, because you can start having fun at Sternberg already at 4 in the afternoon, and on into, I think things wrap up at 10 o'clock at the final places.
So what are we looking for at the 5-state photography exhibit?
Oh, we're looking for what you see behind me and a whole lot more. When I did want to just give us a little backdrop for today, I pulled these pieces out, and they were the ones at the front because we've been photographing them and getting them into the catalog, because these are some that have won some of the awards, either cash or jurors merit. And so I just grabbed a handful to put into a little montage for us back there. But what you see back there are cash award winners in Nature, People, and Open. I believe I've got a cash award winner up there in each of those categories, as well as some of the jurors' merits. So it's a wonderful mix. We had a gentleman from one of the youngest jurors that I've ever worked with, but has been owning and operating his own gallery in Denver for 11 years now, and a wonderful photographer as well as sculptor and printmaker. And he came out here to peruse, the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of photos that we had submitted, spent 3 hours Friday, and I think we worked for, 7 hours on Saturday to cull it down to the slightly over 150, and then to determine the award winners. And so this afternoon, we will be getting temporary panels put up near those hanging ones that we do. So we'll get some in this room, we'll get some in our back gallery, and then I will work on the placement of those 150 plus pieces. So just imagine what it's like after you rearrange your living room and you have to put those 5 pieces of photographs or family portraits or tchotchkes back on the wall, and how it's like, do I want it here? Should I hang it this high, or should this, just imagine doing that with 150 plus. Yeah. But they're special, they're important, and I think this is going to be a very well received 5-state. He gave us a wonderful, diverse mix of work, some conceptual and abstract avant-garde pieces, and some wonderful, as you can see from back here, lush rich, traditional pieces, and everything in between. So I think it'll go over very, very well, and artists from all of the 5 states. Of course, the overwhelming majority from Kansas, but Missouri, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Colorado are indeed represented.
I was going to say, you're drawing them from those...
From those 5 states. Gave out $1,500 in cash awards, courtesy of because of our sponsorship, support from Eagle Communication, Bank of Hayes, Hayes Daily News, and Northwestern Printers, affords us the opportunity to give out $1,500 in cash awards, $500 in each of those 3 categories, to be able to hire in a professional judge who you have to pay to get here, to print the catalogs, and to do a really nice reception. Friday, December the 2nd.
All right, starting at 4 o'clock for Sternberg.
For Sternberg, And again, go to some of the other wonderful places, because our doors will not open to the public till 7 p.m. to see all these photographs. And I also want to remind everyone, if that's not there's an encore presentation that night. There is the community theater production. There's a lot. And so for some people, that's not going to fit in their schedule, and I understand, because they'll be at other arts events. But do know that the show is up through January the 20th. And so you can come see it anytime through there. Of course, we'll have those requisite days around both the New Year's and Christmas holidays will be closed, but they're pretty minimal. But through January the 20th, if you do miss it. In fact, the very next day, if you want to be out and about during the daytime hours, we'll be open 10 to 1, our regular hours, on Saturday, December 3rd.
Got about 3 or 4 minutes left, and it's gift-giving season.
Yes.
So support the Hayes Arts Council and the gift shop, and wouldn't be a bad idea to give a membership with the Arts Council.
We'd be happy to make someone out a gift card for a membership to give to someone. And we'll show a couple of things, but in our gift gallery, I didn't bring them out, but we've got paintings, we've got jewelry designs, we've got unframed and unmatted beautiful etchings by Mick Yilg. We've got some wonderful little monotypes by Kathleen Kuhar, some beautiful mini collages by Cal Mayen. We have got our wonderful Peace, Love, and Art t-shirts, and we've got some great ceramics works that have been very popular. David Johnson with Bear Hollow Pottery, which is an individual and artist out of Missouri that we work with, as well as Steve Coburn, who's the wonderful functional ceramic artist in Salina, who just does wholesale work, and we've been carrying his things for almost 30 years.
Show us a couple, will you?
Well, this is an example of the work of Steve Coburn, and this is just a mug. But this is the large size mug, and we've got small mugs as well. We've also got beautiful large bowls. We've got beautiful, wonderful chip and dip things. We've got covered casseroles, tortilla warmers, big open baking dishes, and all of his things, of course, are microwave oven, dishwasher, and of course food safe. Incredibly functional. In fact, we could get you a whole set of dinnerware if you wanted a personal handmade set of dinnerware. And these things are signed by him. Every piece is made by hand. These are not made from molds. They are they are formed on the wheel, they are hand glazed, they are fired in his kiln. It's the size of a walk-in closet, and then I go to Salina and pick up what people are interested in. We've also got, these are 2 examples of things from David Johnson at Bear Hollow Pottery. This is one of the small, we have a larger size with grapevine around it. Bird bath, ideally. So if you don't want to stand something in your yard, but want to provide water for the birds year round, you can use this. It's got a wonderful, see the little turtle and the leaves in there? And they were fired on, so they're not going to come off. So you don't have to worry about that, but they make it so adorable. And if with a little bit of water in there, it looks like a little turtle garden, a little turtle pond. But you could also use it as an open bird seed container if you want it to be for birds, or you want to allow the squirrels to come up and enjoy. And so that is one of our mini bird bath bird feeders. This is a finch feeder, and this, we've got beautiful large bird feeders. This is one of the smaller ones. This is a finch feeder. So the lid just comes up, the bird seed goes in, the birds perch here, little weather guard, little moisture guards there. But we also have much larger ones that actually have perches made out of grapevine wreath. But these are all very, very durable. In fact, Jeff's mother had hers fall from a tree and only the lid broke. But it was all the squirrel's fault. Jeff did not put it up in air, but he bought it for his mom. Isn't that sweet?
Well,
he bought his mom that bird feeder gift.
That's the whole idea.
So you can't believe everything everyone says about Jeff.
Let me think on that a little bit.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah, we'll come back to that next time.
We'll come back to that.
From the Hayes Arts Council, Executive Director Brenda Meder, our Community Connection.
Angels Care Home Health, serving Hayes and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
And the Angel Care nurse comes to see me once a week.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible.
Angel Care has helped to stay home.
Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.